Hey, hon buns. Okay. I am on my way to go run a few errands and bring myself back to this house. I'm not trying to stay out long. It's a nice day out. What are y'all doing this Saturday morning? Because this is a bonus. Because like I said, unless I have something to do, I don't leave the house, okay? Is this work, family event, or I have an event that I'm going to, the movies or something else like that, then hey, those things aren't going on to where I'd be like, okay, I just want to just go, you know, a comedy club or something like that. If I don't feel the urge of leaving my house, I'm not leaving. So we're gonna go up here so we can get this oil change, and from there maybe pick up some lunch, stop by the store, and then hightail it on back here to the house. This is, you know, what who done it what for looks like. You know, you just throw on some sweats, throw on the t-shirt. I don't know what this person is doing and why you would turn at the last minute. I have no idea, but it is what it is, right? So let's head on out. What y'all doing? What y'all doing today? You up and about? I know I'm getting out late this morning. It is like a late morning for me to be getting up and getting out and doing things, and I should have been up and out about 9 o'clock this morning, but I didn't. See a line of people. I guess they're at the church. I'm not too sure what's going on here. If they're giving things away or they're helping folks out, I don't know. But it's a bunch of cars on a line of people at the church. And like I said, hopefully when I go to the store, I'm only looking for like little stuff. Like I need to get some lemons, some ginger, maybe a little bit more garlic. I want to get some snow peas. That's about it. It's like I'm not really looking to go like grocery shopping, you know, because I still have things that's like in the freezer and stuff. I didn't get any spicy noodles yesterday. I took myself home. You want to know what I had for dinner last night? I had air pudding, okay? Because when I got home, I was crashed out sleep. I don't know. It had to be about maybe 6, 7 o'clock. Like they say, the older you get, what was it? It was a meme that was out on Facebook saying, I don't care what they think the new, you know, 50 being the new 40, 40 being the new 30, and whatever else it is. You know, the older you get, 9 o'clock is the new midnight. Yes, they're not lying. It's like, it's time to go to bed. My body was like, it's time to go night-night, time to go sleep. And that's what I did. I went to sleep. And, I was knocked out. I think I woke up like a little bit after 12 or so. I still had my lamp on next to my bed. Look here, hun bun. You gonna pull out in the middle of the street where I gotta go into the other lane. I'm so glad there was nobody in that second lane to come around you, because you can't get your timing together and you gonna come out in the middle of the street. Just foolish, this silliness. But let me stop, put myself back down. You know, hey. You keep driving crazy and reckless like that, the little old Mercedes you got in, it's gonna be a paper clip. So, like I said, I am on my way to go run some errands and come back home. I am not looking to be out late if I can help it. But yeah, I'm sorry. I had air pudding for dinner, and it happens. Only thing you'll do is like get home, and what it was, I sit up there, and after I finished talking to my cousin and my sister and everything, Yeah, I think shortly after that. No, I take that back. I watched, I watched the episode of Black Lightning that I missed. And then I fell asleep on it. So I didn't watch that till this morning. So on my shows, like I said, I'll catch them up. If I haven't watched them for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, then I'll watch those, episodes back to back. So I caught up on A Vet's Life. I caught up on Good Girls. I caught up on Million Little Things. Caught up on Black Lightning, but like I said, I think that was the last episode, because I know they canceled Black Lightning, so I believe that was the last episode that I just watched. That was current, episode 16, I think it was. So, yeah, I've just been like catching up on my shows. Oh, also watched God Friended Me. Caught up on that. What kind of shows y'all sit? Y'all just have to tell me like what kind of shows you sit there and you watch and you binge watch on, and you try to watch every week if you have to. My mistake, it wasn't a Mercedes. He's driving in a GT, speeding down the street like a mad person. Like I kid you not, his car gonna be a paperclip. But neither here nor there. How'd you guys sleep? Did you get home safe? Did you have a nice commute? Did you get everything done? I know people are still out in the street panicking and crazy. I don't know what stores are open, so I'm giving it a gambling shot, because I sure ain't called around for nothing. I'm just out here. I'm out in these streets, okay? But, yeah. The only thing I'm doing is just going with the flow. That's it. No more, no less. Just trying to get out, get a few things done, and go back home. That's all. What can you say? I was talking, like I said, I was talking with my sister and my cousin. And I had to realize some things last night, because the video from yesterday, which is still loading, coming home, I was saying about, how you deal with discrimination, colorism, and sometimes racism in your own family, by certain things. And I was also talking about how growing up, how I viewed things when it was between my sister and I, but I also know how she would, stick up for me and defend me. And yesterday she helped me out again. And I have to say that. And I tell my sister this now that we're grown, that, I know I probably get on your everlasting nerves. Like, from here to kingdom come, I probably get on your nerves. I said, but the same way you get on my nerves, I'm sure I get on yours. But she helped me out yesterday, because the travel agency that my cousin and I were trying to go through to go to the Dominican Republic, with everything that's going on, we changed our mind, because our trip is coming up. And we were like, okay, once it was state of emergency yesterday, we was like, yeah, let's just go on and cancel it and just wait and see how things prevail, within the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, however it is that this pans out, which I'm praying that it does pan out. And then we'll make our plans from there. But we didn't want to be tied to that date and not being able to go or leave the country. And the agency that we were with, that we went through, the lady kept telling us that, American Airlines does not give refunds. They only give credits. And at first she kept saying that we would have to pay a $200 penalty fee if we want to cancel our trip. Even with the state that, with the epidemic that's going on, not just here in the States, but also overseas. And she kept saying, yeah, I understand, things happen, things change and everything, but you can pay a $50 fee and you can just change your date, like push it back later. And my cousin was like, I don't want to do that. And she said, I just want to cancel and get my money back. Well, this is what I'm learning from, you know, when you go through third party, some third parties, not all, third party reservations or agents, that they don't tell you up front that if you want a refund, period. Well, I take that back. When we first booked, I think she said we can get our full refund if we did it within the first 24 hours. This is the other part about the traveler's protection. Okay, traveler's protection. They tell you, you know, get that. So if your luggage is lost or you're somewhere and you get sick or ill, you need to leave early. You have an emergency. You want to change your dates or whatever it is. That's what the travel protection is for. What they don't tell you, which not all of them do, is that the travel protection is a third party. It's not actually through American Airlines, Delta, excuse me, I'm sorry about that, my nose is itching. It's not through the airlines themselves, right? United, none of those. It's a third party thing. So you have to call them, you have to send them whatever documentations or whatever it is that's going on, so they can reimburse you your cost. But if they deem it to be approved, not if you thought it was a sense of urgency. And I just didn't care for that like that, because I'm like, okay, well, if I need to change the date, why do I need to pay $200 fee? That's what I have travel protection for. Then they tell you go ahead and pay the fee, and then they'll reimburse you the money. You just send them the documentation. So you're going around in a circle to get something done. And I had already told my sister that, you know, our cousin doesn't, she didn't particularly care. Our cousin doesn't care for the agent. And I was like, you know, can you help me with this? Or, you know, I said, because I seem to be getting a runaround. And I look at, you know, my sister, I look at her to help me with certain things. And I said that to her last night. I was telling my cousin, I said, yeah. I said, most of the time when I'm having a difficult time with people or a company and I'm not getting anywhere, I said, yeah, I do call my sister. I said, I sick my sister on them. And then I said, well, let me not use the word sick. I shouldn't use the word saying that I'm sicking my sister on anyone. I usually just sit there and tell my sister the situation, and I'll be asking, like, you know, if I call them, can you be on the line? Maybe you can ask them something that I haven't asked them. And I said, my sister ended up getting to the bottom of it and get some things changed for me. So, you know, you have your good and your bad moments with your siblings. But as you get older, you know, you realize as individuals, you know, you're going to have your times and moments. You're not kids anymore. And things are not going to be how you're looking for them to go. But you realize that you do love your siblings. Now, I'm not going to say people love everybody, because some siblings just don't get along. I mean, don't get along. I kid you not, to where there's a story that one of an officer was telling my coworkers and I, that a guy, what is it, two brothers or something like that, and I guess I don't know if they had been drinking. I can't really remember the full story. I can't remember if they were drinking or not, but apparently they had, you know, tumultuous, like, they didn't have a good relationship with each other, okay? And so one brother went to the father's house, got a screwdriver out of the garage, went back to, I don't know if it was his brother's house, a room, or whatever it is. These are older men. These are not young boys. Went back to his brother's room or house or whatever it is and stabbed his brother. I'm looking like, damn, I ain't never been that mad at my siblings for that shit. No. said, oh Lord, I don't know what's going on when people just be upset like that. That is like on a different level. I never looked at my siblings like that. My brother already thinks I'm weird. So, but yeah, I've never looked at my siblings like that. I've never wanted to have harm to my siblings like that. I don't believe my siblings has ever wanted harm come to me like that. We done made it here to the dealership. So I can get this car serviced. And it's only one car in front of me. I hope it's not a lot in the, whatchamacallit, being serviced to where I don't have to, be here long. Hopefully no more than like hour, if that. So they can just get in, do the oil change, and I'm going to go run my errands. But yeah, I say that to say this. This is for my siblings, my sisters, and my brothers. I love y'all dearly. I truly do. Even as weird and crazy and quirky as you think I am, how much I get on your nerves, or as moments that you can't stand me, I still love y'all. Never, not at all, ever in my life do I want harm to come to y'all. At all. It's a crazy world out there. It really is. It's a crazy world out there. But I'll be there for my siblings just as much as they'll be there for me. And so, I don't know when these people will come on out this office place so I can, I don't know. I just scooched up, kept rolling up just a little bit. But, I'm going to go ahead and get back with y'all when I get my car finished service and heading on to the next destination. I'll get back with y'all then. So, remember, my siblings, I love you dearly. I do. I love you. Hugs and kisses. My nieces, nephews, I love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Alright, hun buns. Just finished up with the dealership. And I am about to head to the store before I go get something for lunch. Or I might get something in the store for lunch and just take it home. Now, speaking of the dealership, it's good if you get the emails that they send you from the dealership about discounts on services and parts and stuff like that. It's good. Because I saved $10 that I had for the discount coupon that they sent me in an email. But I ended up turning around spending an additional $13 besides having my oil changed. I also had they told me my engine, was it? Let me see. Is it the engine filter? Yeah, the engine air filter had to be changed out, right? And then the back of my key was loose. So, for them to replace and the back end and everything, the screw and all that on my remote for my car key and stuff, which I'm glad they didn't have to replace the key and have to talk about recoding and all that type of stuff. That was $13. So I ended up spending like $3 more. So I didn't actually save. I ended up spending a little more. But like I said, if you do get any type of discounts from dealerships or the places that you get your car serviced at, use them to the best of your ability, honey. All of them, as much as you can. Discounts help. Same as coupons. I know people just saying like, I ain't got time. You better use them electronic coupons. Save them onto your rewards card or whatever it is, so you can make sure you have your money. 100% oil life. That is great. Now put it on my dial. Yeah. Time to see what Whole Foods has, and hopefully they're open. Like I said, I haven't been out to the store since I went on my lunch break. That was what, Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day that was that I went out on my lunch break, and I did the, and I was telling you how people were just like, oh my goodness, outrageous up in the stores. Okay, so like I said, I only need a few things from Whole Foods. I just need some lemons, some ginger, maybe a little bit more garlic, and some snow peas. And the reason I want the snow peas is because if I'm thinking about making a pasta salad, and I like snow peas in my pasta salad. That's like that, and broccoli in my pasta salad that I can eat hot or cold, like all day, any day. I don't try to really get tomatoes, because unless I'm going to eat them that day or within a couple of days, I don't really try to get tomatoes. I don't want to like waste my vegetables, my food, or my money. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll just go and try to get the vegetables that I know I'm going to be able to eat and make within a couple of days. Not unless I get them as frozen, then I guess what, I could take them out anytime I want to, and you know, cook them. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Call and check on my relatives and see how they're doing, how they're feeling, how's you guys' day going so far. Like I said, this is me just going out right now just to get a few things. But with the coronavirus going on and people are not too sure of how long this is supposed to last, I'm not sure what's going on this entrance ramp on the freeway. Oh, okay. There's a patrol officer on a motorcycle. There is a funeral Christian like going, and try to be respectful of those when you guys are seeing the funeral cars going, and you know, you see the hearse, you see maybe a family car, you see the rest of the cars going. They might have their lights on and their hazards going, like they have the headlights on and they have their hazards going. You know, unless you need to get at that lane, getting over to get off, don't break in and be in those people's funeral line. Don't do that. That is so disrespectful. I'm just, ooh. People speeding in and out on the freeways and all that, and it's just, be respectful of somebody's loved one who they're trying to lay to rest. The same way you want somebody to be respectful of yours. Other than that, how's everybody day going? And if you were able to get some things done this morning, or you having a lazy Saturday? It's Saturday, it's Saturday, it's Saturday, yay, yay, yay. Like, you know, how you doing? How you feeling? Now, not all Saturdays is gonna be a day you want to get up and do anything. You just be like, you know what? I'm not in for it. So you just have to sit up there and figure out how your day is gonna go. How, you know, try not to let people disrupt it or set you off your goal. You have something that you're trying to get done and accomplish. I know a lot of people were heading to the mall. Well, that's they, you know, going to the mall. I used to try to do that when I was younger. Like, I didn't understand what everybody wanted to do, like why they want to go to the mall all the time. I hear kids saying they're going to the mall, they're going to the mall. And I remember when I got to high school, you know, when it came down to the weekend, I was like, oh, you know, we want to try to go to the mall. And we go to the mall and you're just walking around and you're looking around because, you know, 9th grade, 10th grade and stuff like that. You don't have any money. You're basically with your parents if your parents go with you. I didn't. Let's put it that way. I didn't. We didn't. And my mom is a young mother. And when we used to go to the mall, yeah, that uneven pavement almost had him take himself out on this road. He got some bumps and bruises with his truck, but he was able to keep control of it. He didn't lose control. He made his way on over. But with my mom being a young mother and having us at a young age, if we went to the mall or she had to come up to the school, and I could not stand, and my best friend could tell you this now, for people who know me, who knew me in high school, I would be ticked off mad because they would be looking at my mom, checking out my mom. And I remember I was in 9th grade and we were in the mall, and I can't remember if we were exiting or going to the food court, and some guys, were walking by and kept staring and everything, and they walked back by again. And so when they passed the second time staring, I was like, stop looking at my mom. I did that. There used to be, guys that I knew in high school, like senior and stuff, be like, you know what? I could be your stepdaddy. You can get your ass beat. Stop checking out my mom. Stop looking at my mom. And so, my mom, she had this at a young age. So, most of the time people were like, oh, your sister came up here. And I'm like, who? And I would say my sister's name. They'd be like, no, your other sister. Huh? And they were like, yeah, she went over, because I was in orchestra in high school. And they were like, yeah, your mom, she went over there with the music class and stuff. No, I'm sorry, they would say your sister. And I was like, huh? And I say my sister's name, and they'd be like, no, because I'm thinking she's looking for me, because we were in high school at the same time. We were only a grade apart. And they were like, no. And so I walk around, and I go back over there to my music class, to the orchestra class, and I'll see my mom. So when my friends would see me again, and they were like, oh, did you catch up with your sister? That's not my sister, that's my mom. And they were like, oh, okay, we thought that was your sister. No. So to say, like I said, have a little aggression problem. I can laugh about it now, but I did. I did. And I don't know if anybody else has a young mother or young parents, and you have people who are checking out your parents, your mother or your father, and you just be like, for real? For real? Because when it came down to like graduation time, my mom is a young mom, and I would look up in the bleachers. That was the other thing about, graduating in California. Now, they ain't changed the football field now, but back then, you had to walk through dirt and the grass to get to where they set up a makeshift stage for graduation. And you got your nice shoes on, your nice outfit, and you got to walk through dirt and the grass to go sit down for your graduation while your parents are up in the bleachers. Now, in Texas, you're used to an auditorium to where you are graduating in that. And that was like the difference. Like I had like cultural shock when I got to California from Texas. I really did. And like I said, I would look up in the bleachers, and most of the parents were a lot older. And it was only a few young parents like my mother. So I was like, okay. I guess the whole time of me growing up, I really just thought like all parents were like around my mom's age. I had no clue, because I wasn't like, we were sheltered, put it that way. We didn't really go to many places, probably like how I am right now. We didn't really go to many places, If we did, we went to my mom's friend's house or something like that. We really wasn't able to go sleep at someone else's house and things like that, or go to their house and eat dinner. My mom just was not having that. Not having that. So, we had to really ask, and, could we go somewhere else and go eat or something like that, Spending the night, only place we spent the night was like at my mom's friend's house. But, we were not going over to people that we knew or we considered friends' homes. That's nope. So before I get to the story, I'll talk about the culture shock that I was referencing to a little bit earlier. When I went to high school, I was used to, they had a gym for the football players, right? Then you had the boys and girls gym. You had the swim team. You have the weight room. You had the track area. We had an orchestra. We had a band. You had the choir. We have an auditorium. Let's see. Of course, every high school was sectioned off in your subjects. So, one part would be history and would be on one side with English, and then you have your math and science, and then you have your PE and all that other type of stuff, right? Well, when I got to California, and the school that I was enrolled into, I asked if they have an orchestra. They say, no, we only have band. Oh, okay. Y'all don't have an auditorium? Nope. Okay. You have a boys and girls gym? Nope. They had the gym, and then they had the football, like the weight room football gym, right? That was it. There was no swim team. They did have a choir, and they had a band. And I was like, okay. I sit up there, for being there, I was just in a cultural shock, because most of the time, being a military brat, with your parents being in the service, or they're married to someone in the service when they're no longer there, you move around. But the schools that you go to are multicultural, to where you have you go to school with a lot of different nationalities and backgrounds and cultures, right? I got to California, in the school that was, like I said, I was enrolled in for like in high school. I just was like, I'm just gonna tell the truth. I was trying to figure out, how can I say this subtly. I was around a whole predominantly Black and Hispanic people. I can't even tell you if I remember seeing someone that was white, but there was a few Asian people, but not a lot. Samoans or Polynesian people, but I just could not. I was like, Mama, please, I'll go stay with my daddy. Can you send me back to Texas? I'll go stay with my daddy. I'll go stay with my grandma. But that was not an option for me. But I did, because I didn't know how to be. And like I said, that's when, you know, when I got there, and my mom, my sister, and brother had already been there a year before I got there, because I was staying with my grandmother. And I remember my sister telling me, if anybody asks you, where you from, you say my mommy's, your mother's private area, but it was the adult version word of it, okay? So I was like, okay, and because I wasn't understanding about gangs too well. Like, I only knew what they showed on television and news and stuff like that, or movies. So I was always fearful of California. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like running and dodging bullets and you know, on the floor for the rest of my life or whatever. And that was not the case. Far, far from it. Okay? Where we lived at, no, there was no drive-by shootings where I lived at. So if it was, I didn't know anything about it. Wasn't no houses around me getting shot up where we lived at. I didn't have to encounter if somebody, you know, asking me where I was from, or, you know, all that type of stuff. I didn't encounter that. I didn't encounter, like, if I was, you know, the movies or television showing me like I was going to be sweating bullets for the rest of my life, like I couldn't live civilly or peacefully. And that was far from it. And we lived in Compton, okay? And so just to say, don't judge everything by what you see on television, or what the movies are, or what certain documentaries are, because everything is not like that. Most neighborhoods are like any other neighborhoods. Most of them are quiet and peaceful. People go on about their business, have a good life. They go to work, they enjoy themselves, and nobody is sitting up there trying to sweat bullets or anything else like that. They're just living their lives, okay? And that's why I say about that, you know, for me, I went through that type of culture shock, and people out there were real cool. Now, you know, I had to learn to adjust, and I would kind of hide my accent. I don't hide it anymore, but I would have to hide my accent. And so it would only be certain words that I would say that people would be like, oh, they'd be like, huh? Say that again. Because I'm so used to saying, come here, come here. When I was, you know, growing up, instead of saying, come here, I was like, come here, come here. And they'd be like, what did you just say? They'd be like, say it again. I said, why? Just come here. And they'd be like, nah, say that again. I'd be like, no. So when I caught on that they just want me to say certain things that, you know, was different from them, then they knew that I wasn't necessarily from California. Other thing, you know, like I said, certain words I would say that they were like, say that again. And so other than that, I would be like, you know, I would basically talk like everyone else was talking. But certain words I would say, you could tell that I had a southern accent. And now I just don't hide it at all. I don't. I figure this is me. This is a part of me. This, you know, this is who I'm comfortable with, of being myself. You know, I had to get used to how my hair was in its natural state, and not going to get relaxers. Because, you know, it would be poofed off, or it wouldn't lay down correctly, you know, and things like that. And growing up, I just didn't think that my hair itself, by itself, naturally as it was nice enough or pretty enough for me to be wearing it. Like, I wasn't comfortable within myself. And I say that to say this, to where, you know, when you don't have control over yourself. Children now, you know, if they have an understanding parent, they can tell them, you know, I don't want to wear my hair like that. and, you know, parents try to, you know, compromise with them, or they're saying, you know, I don't like that look, that style. I didn't have that choice, okay? I didn't have that choice growing up to be able to express myself and say what I like and I don't like. I remember one time my great-grandparents had came to visit us. That our great aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that came to visit. And I remember my mom made chili. And as a kid, I wasn't understanding that, you know, she made chili, she made rice, and had crackers and all that for us to eat for dinner. And I was the type to where I didn't want any rice with my chili. I just wanted the chili and crackers. That's it. And I wasn't understanding that it was basically to stretch the dish, you know, so you can get full off of and everybody can have enough to eat. I wasn't understanding that as a kid. And I remember I cried. I think I had to be 10 years old. I think I was 10 or 11, somewhere up in there, right? And I remember I threw a fit and I was crying because I didn't want any rice in my bowl. I just wanted chili. And my mom stood up here and snatched me up. My soul was on one side and I was in her hands on the other, okay? But my mom said, as soon as they leave, I'm going to whoop your ass. And I'm just sitting here like crying more. My great-grandfather comes into the kitchen and he said, what's wrong with that baby? Why is she crying? And he looked at me. He said, what you crying for? I said, I didn't want any rice in my bowl. I didn't want any rice. I just want the chili. And my mom was like, no, she's gonna have some rice. He said, if that baby don't want any rice, she ain't got to have no rice. Just give that baby what she want. And after that, my great-grandfather would be like, come on here, cry baby. And I would go over there and sit by him and ate my dinner. Oh, but the look that I got, you know, the looks that you get from your mothers, you know, the look to be like, I am going to, you know, like when they get to talking to you like a ventriloquist, their teeth ain't moving at all. But you understand exactly what they mean when they tell you as soon as they leave, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You understood everything was saying without them moving their mouth. So I just knew I was gonna get the whooping of my life when they left. So my great-grandfather, great-grandmother, my great-uncles and aunts and cousins, they go ahead and they leave, I think on that Sunday. And I just knew when we got home, she was going to keep her promise and whoop my ass. We got home that Sunday. I don't know if my mama forgot or not, if it was just the Lord above that had graces for me that day. I ain't getting no ass whooping. I do remember that. I remember that to the fullest. I know I have went from like different story. And I'm telling y'all, for those who are tuning in, who are not really used to me talking on here and just meeting me, I'm Kimberly Rochelle. And I will do that. I'll talk from subject to subject and not really have something that goes along for the whole thing. It's just whatever comes to my mind and I'm thinking about and I decide I want to share or talk about it, you know, or think that it's funny, then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just like, I'm sure probably some of y'all have seen the video that was going around that the lady was sitting in her car and she was talking about the lady who threw a fit at the grocery store about the young man, that she wanted him to wash his hands. And he said, well, I can't leave my register or whatever. And so he was like, I'll put some, you know, Perel. He'll use some of that hand sanitizer and clean his hands with, because she didn't want him touching, I forgot, I don't know exactly, she didn't want him touching something. And so he put the hand sanitizer on his hand, and so he, you know, finished ringing her up and whatnot. And then she turns around, and while she's sitting there throwing a fit and complaining about unsanitary measures and this, that, and the third, that she uses the keypad, takes out her debit or credit card, and uses the nasty keypad that everybody else and their mama used. So the lady had a video about that, about the lady throwing a fit, and, you know, it went around making it, I think it made it viral, to where it was funny as hell. Because you threw all that like tantrum fit, you know, making a scene over unsanitary measures, and then you turn around and use the keypad that everybody named mama used and ain't been wiped down. I say that to say this, because while I was at the dealership, I can't say it was to that extent, but the sentiments were about the same, to where I thought it was funny. So where they finished servicing this one particular lady's car, they came back and they let her know, and just for, you know, they let her know that her vehicle was ready, and letting her know, okay, the cashier is going to check you out. You know, this is everything that we service, and, you know, going over the bill and stuff with her to make sure that she's okay with it. And so after he did all that and he gave her paperwork to the cashier, he turns around to shake her hand, to tell her, you know, enjoy your day and thank you for coming in. And she was like, oh no, it's all good, it's all good. She was like, but I'm not shaking any hands. I'm not shaking hands. But when the cashier rung her up, and there's a keypad there that's for you to make your payment, not unless you're giving them cash. The same thing. She didn't want to shake his hand, telling him it's all good, but she don't want to shake his hand because of germs and this, that, and the third. She uses the keypad. She takes out her credit debit card and uses the keypad. Keypad, you have to sit up here and sign with the electronic pen, and then you have to press the screen to say okay and all that. So, but you had a problem with shaking his hand. And it just made me think of that video, and I'm sitting up there cracking up laughing. I was like, okay. All right, to each his own. More power to you. I said, I guess she's not really paying attention about, you know, the actions or the sentiments that she's actually putting out. So, you know, and then the person who was helping me at the dealership, when I first got there, she had stepped back from the vehicle and she turned her head and she coughed into her sleeve. I was like, okay, well, maybe allergies, I don't know. So at the end of our transaction, when everything was said and done, she gave my paperwork to the cashier. I told her, okay. I said, well, thank you for helping me for everything, because she usually does every time I go to service. She's usually the one that helps me, her or another guy there. There's only like 3 people there that I know that usually do help me, or you know, with the service of my car, of getting me set up. And I reached out to, you know, shake her hand, because I already washed my hands, because I went to the restroom to wash my hands, because I was eating on what was it, the cheddar and sour cream chips, right? And she looked at first before she extended her hand, and then when she did, she didn't really fold her hand to shake my hand. She was more or less like this. And I'm not upset over that or anything. I'm just saying to say that, you know, you have so much stuff that you're dealing with and that's going on, but at the same instance, you know, you're fearful of people, but people touch everything. Like, I'm here at the grocery store, at Whole Foods. They didn't touch the baskets, baby. They didn't touch the produce, honey. They didn't touch the shelves. They have touched the register, you know, to check out. You done put your food up on the conveyor belt. You don't know what's been on there. I'm just saying, if you want to be cautious and careful, that's fine. But don't make it like it's a freaky situation for you. We all got germs. You need the germs in order for your body to, immune system to actually work and let you know that your body is working. So if it comes to in contact with something and your immune system is not able to fight it off, then there's something for your doctors and the hospital is for them to recognize and say, okay, you have a low immune system, or you're allergic to whatever it is that you may not have known. So I'm just saying, y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed, y'all have a blessed day, a great day. It looks like it's gonna rain a little bit later on. Got some gray clouds up in the air, so I'm gonna try to get done what I can get done, because you know, it is what it is. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy your day. Like I said, after I leave here, if I get any frozen veggies or fruit for a smoothie and stuff, then I know how to take that home. I'm not going to be able to just leave from here and think lunch here. I'll probably end up going back to the house. And after that, put the stuff away and maybe go get lunch if I don't get it here, like I said. All right, huns. Love ya. Y'all have a great day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay. I had to stop and get the mail and everything. So I got that. Got junk mail. Gotta pay the bills. Bills won't pay themselves. They be sending you letters. But did you forget about us? Did you forget a payment? Did you? You know what? Something's going on with you. You know the letters that they send you. I had one of my this was a long time ago. Had a credit card company I used to have that called me the next day, like if my payment was due, say like the 5th or 6th of every month, right? I forgot when it was due. If I didn't pay it that day, and say I paid it the next day or 2 days later, no, if I plan on paying it like the next day or the 2 days later, depending on if I forgot about it or if I was may have did it, like I said, a day or two later. They sit up here and will call you the next day talking about you missed your payment. And it was like, I was like, why are y'all calling me? I said, it's not like I missed a payment before. I said, so I'm not understanding why you calling me for a day, because I didn't make it that day. Well, we were just giving me reminders. I said, for a day? A day for real? I said, I can understand if it was a week or two, you're giving somebody a reminder saying, hey, you know, you forget about your payment, you know, something going on, call us, reach out to us, let us know something. But a day? You got to be, don't do that. Don't do that. No, no, and no. Well, all right, y'all. I made it here to the house and had a full day. I have been out and about for, over 5 hours. Woo. All right, it's time to go in the house. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, honey. We had us up a long little get along out and about journey. So let me get myself together, get this stuff together, and mosey my little happy self in this house. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Hope you had a good day, had a blessed day, you had fun, you were able to get out and about, accomplish the things that you needed to. Make sure you let your loved ones know that you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. Hell, in the next second ain't never promised. Okay, so give them the love that you want them to give to you, even if they're not showing it. And sometimes you have to remember that even though you might be hurt over some things, other people are hurt over some things as well. And if they're talking to you about something, sometimes they're just calling you to vent and not really looking for feedback. And you might just need to listen to someone if they're calling just to talk to you. Just listen. See how they're doing. Let them get some things off their chest. And you go on about your business. Because what you do on this earth is only for what you're responsible for. The things you do and the things you say. So be grown about yourself. Be grown about what you're doing and how you're moving. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all later. Love you.